Howdy Fort Bend, William Ferguson here. I thought I would do something a little kind of different and crazy for you. And I think it probably affects every single one of us at some point. And then you don't quite know what to do until you hire someone to do it for you. But I'm going to show you how to replace a pane of glass. I have one broken, and with the storm coming, I thought, you know what, I'm going to replace that pane of glass. So I'm going to have a little bit of fun with this, and you're going to come along the ride if you choose to. So hang on with me and let's have some fun. Okay guys, the very first thing you got to do, is measure your broken window pane, which I've already done. Go get the correct size of glass. Now, funny story is, I bought this earlier. Guess what? I brought it home, stepped on it, and had to go get another one. So I'm about to bust out this window the rest of the way so that you can see what it takes to get this window out. Now, with that said, I also want to tell you that these windows, even being a single pane, these things are pretty durable. By the way, always wear glasses. I want you to realize that's a single pane glass, and I'm hitting it pretty hard with that little rascal. So don't think that the window's just super, super fragile, but apparently the lawnmower threw up a piece of something and busted out my glass, or busted the glass. So these pop in if you've never done this before. And by the way, there's no perfect tool for this. I use what I have on hand. This is an old paint tool I always have around. And I always, when I'm working with glass, I always have a pair of pliers. It never comes out perfectly. It's just the way it is. And so this job is not what I would say super difficult. But remember, it's also an easy way to cut the heck out of yourself if you're not careful. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have a pair of gloves on, but I didn't bring any over here. I'm too lazy to go get them. And so we're going to just peel this out a little bit more. I'm going to show you, and I'll clip off some as I go. And by the way, the reason I grab everything with a pair of pliers is it doesn't take much glass to change your future. So I challenge you to always either wear some really good gloves for this or have a pair of pliers to prevent yourself from ripping your hand apart on some glass. Let's see if we can get this thing to come out. I'm never quite lucky enough to get it all in one. Oh, we're close. All in one pull. But if you can get this out, it simply makes pulling the glass out a lot easier. If you can get it in a big piece, it doesn't always come out in a big piece, but you just never know. And by the way, you're going to need this white plastic. You're going to need this when you get your glass, so don't forget that also. Look at this. This has only been a couple of minutes. We're almost there. Look at that. That came out in a whole piece. Awesome. All right, so now we have our hands full because we have a pane of glass that's already broken. But if you'll notice, this appears to be, thinking it looks almost like it's tinted. It's been in here a long time. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So if I were on the inside, I'd knock it out, but I'm not. I'm on the outside. So you see how strong that is? Pretty impressive. So we already know it's going to break there, but remember, do not grab that with your hands, because you will certainly regret it. And have glasses on, for God's sake. Okay, so there is tinting. It's on the inside. So I would probably be wise to run on the inside and push this out. So I'll show you what it looks like in a moment. Okay, what I did is I went inside and pushed on the glass, and here we go. So that was the time saving video for you. Remember, have glasses on or you're going to really regret this, because you are going to get something in your eyes. And again, I'm sure there's a better way of doing this, but I'm a hands-on blue-collar kind of guy, and I say just rip it out. So the next little bit of this is a little tedious. I've got to do some good cleanup, because you have to get all of the glass out of here so that you can put the new glass in. So I'll do that, and then I'll get right back to you. All right, so that little fast forward to the vacuum cleaner was really about 5 to 8 minutes. It took me a while to clean that out. I did discover something rather interesting, and if the window company was wondering why they were missing all their silicone, it's because of whoever installed my window panes. They used a lot. So anyhow, I'm going to now apply some silicone around this, put it back in, and then I'll show you how to put the little plastic edging on. Well, there you go. That went in like butter. I put silicone around it. In fact, I've learned I put it on the glass. It's easier than sticking it in the frame. I'll clean it up once everything dries, but I would rather have too much than not enough of that silicone. So what I'm going to do is show you guys real quick how to install these little trim, molding, caulking, whatever the heck they call this stuff. You know, there's probably some guy right now, he's freaking out at the words I'm using regarding these parts, but he'll get over it. So you just press this in. I find these tools work really well for this. It folds in and it applies a little bit of pressure to that glass. Keep making sure, and I always do the top and the bottom first. It may not be the correct way, but it's the way I'm doing it. And when you have your window project, you can do it your way. By the way, as we're talking, I'm starting to get raindrops hitting me, so the timing of this project could not be better right before the hurricane. And so maybe I'll get attaboys for getting this done finally. Gotta remember I had it upside down. There we go, like this and this. There we go. Yes. And you probably noticed I have a board on the inside of this window. You could use anything. I put it in there so that whatever glass pops from this, it would stop, and it makes cleanup so much easier. But you see, it goes in pretty easy. And then the sides, you have to do a little cool angle on them. And what I do is I go full length inside the frame, and then I just cut a little angle to them. So, and you notice I'm just using scissors. I'm sure you can use some fancy tool for this, but I'm not a fancy tool kind of a guy. You got to remember it's going to go in like that. So I'm going to cut a little angle on it here, And right now the window install guy, or glass guy, is freaking out. Sorry, man, this is as precise as I get. But I think I'm probably a lot like most people. And I found putting the outside on is easier than starting from the inside. Hold on. Got this one all turned around, kind of funny. There we go. Once it starts and you push it in like butter. Okay, we got one more to do and we have done this little rascal. So I hope this helps you guys. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to it. Just get the correct glass cut. Oh my gosh. You get the wrong glass, it's a nightmare going back and forth trying to get that figured out. And it's going to go, I got to always check myself. It's going to go like this. So I always cut it off at an angle. Cut it off at an angle. Again, there may be some fancy tool you can buy, but I don't have your fancy tool, so we'll just go with the scissors. I'm a little 5-in-1. Let's see if you just keep that front lip in there. And there you have it. So I hope you like the window pane. It looks solid as it can be. It's not tinted, but it'll serve me well. And so don't ever fret over that. So I hope you liked my little window project. I'll try to do more of these. I've learned that people have questions they don't know where to ask, and that people have talents they don't know to share. This is a really simple one. It saves you a ton of money. Those panes of glass are about $5 a piece. And I would say in total, the 2 windows is $20. So just, you know, be careful, go slow. You're going to make mistakes. It's okay. Don't step on your glass panes like I did. And I think you'll be able to do it yourself. Hope you never have a broken glass in your entire life. But if you do, now you know how to replace them. Howdy, Fort Bend. I'll see you again. Bye, y'all.